Hey, it's Olivia from Joyful Means Healing. Have you ever wondered why you're stuck in toxic patterns? Okay, I want you to watch this video to the end because I'm going to tell you how I finally broke free. Okay, basically, so I did a workshop with Mami Onami recently. It's called Wheels Reinvented, where you clear all of your childhood trauma in like 8 weeks. And I learned these tools for transformation. I learned how to help other people recover from trauma. Basically, I was living my whole life in survival mode. I was living my whole life unconsciously, realizing I began to awaken when I realized that I was attracting the same type of partner over and over. And it got to a point where I was like, there's no way that this doesn't have anything to do with me. There's no way that it's just only the other person to blame. I have to get to the bottom of this. I do not have another toxic relationship in me. I will do whatever it takes to break free from these patterns. I was in an abusive marriage for like 4 years. I barely escaped with my life. And then I started to see, when I did start dating again, I started to see the same types of issues come up in my relationships. And it was because I was unconsciously selecting similar partners based on the traumas that I had, So let's talk about for a minute, what's trauma? Trauma is just a story. It's a story in your mind. It's like a belief. What's a belief? A belief is just a thought that you've thought over and over until you believed that it was true. Trauma is the same thing. Trauma isn't what happened to you. It's the story that you write about yourself in response to that event. That's why you can have a traumatic event happen. But a lot of people, like if you're well supported, you can recover from trauma easily and quickly. But if you don't have a good support system and you're just left to your own devices, especially with childhood trauma, if nobody was around to explain something to you, something that happened, you explain it to yourself and you write a story about yourself in response to that. And the problem with childhood trauma is if you don't go back and update the manual that you've written for life, all of these stories that you've put together, all these explanations that you put together, then you're basically operating from a child's worldview. And to be in the adult world and operating from a child in this outdated childhood manual, it doesn't go very well. You can't conduct yourself and respond and create the life that you want. You're just reacting to external circumstances and asking why me all the time and blaming other people for your choices in life and the consequences that you continue to suffer. And that's what karma is too. It's you continuing to, like, we're wired to keep making the same choices over and over until we consciously choose a different choice, a different path. Otherwise, karma is just you're stuck in a hell of your own making. And a lot of people don't realize that. So we need to update the software. We need to update the playbook. That's the current problem. Yeah, I used to think I just had bad partners. I was that person that was like, why me? I don't understand. How does this keep happening to me? How do these people keep finding me? Traditional approaches didn't work. I tried therapy. I have at least 2 shelves full of self-help books. I went to AA. I went to even like energy healers and things like that. And all of that was really a Band-Aid. It didn't make me feel transformed from the inside. I still felt like this kid that was unwanted or unseen or unheard. I still felt like the world wasn't a safe place for me to be in. And I still felt like I had to fake my personality in order to get people to like me. And all of that stemmed from roots in my childhood. Then I took Mami Onami's Wheels Reinvented workshop and I learned how to remove those core traumas, those traumas that are instilled in us in childhood, right? We weren't born with fear. We weren't born with guilt or shame. Those were things that were put on us, that we experienced, and it became a story that we told to ourselves over and over until we believed that we're unwanted. We're not good enough. There's something wrong with me. It's not safe for me to be me. So trauma imprints on your system energetically and subconsciously, your subconscious, your nervous system. So if you're not aware of the roots of those stories, if you don't get in there and remove it at the root, you're unconsciously continuing to attract the same dynamic. And not only that, but you're choosing that. You're selecting it. And when we realize that we're running on this outdated subconscious programming, we can step into responsibility. We can take our power back. We can choose a different belief. We can choose different wiring. We can choose a new thought process. And we can choose to create the life that we want instead of living based on these outdated beliefs. So healing is about releasing those limiting beliefs at the root. We go back to where they were formed. We rewrite them. We install a new program. We write a new manual. So my 12-week program works because we are releasing those blocks on an emotional and an energetic level. And not only that, but it's psychological. So this is a psychological program that we're doing. And not only are we going to get in there, get to the root of the trauma, rewrite it, but I'm also going to teach you tools on how to diagnose when you start feeling these things again. Because even though we get in and we get to the root, that doesn't mean you're never going to feel these feelings again. But you'll be able to diagnose what's happening, and you'll be able to go forward and respond in a different way and make a different choice. Because it's life. I mean, life is meant to be dynamic. Life is meant to be lived. We have feelings for a reason, but you'll be able to use those feelings as tools for your growth, and to be able to really, instead of running away from those feelings, face them and feel them and move through them so they don't accumulate and you're not acting purely out of emotion or purely out of like subconscious issues. Why is it best to work with me? I did this workshop with Onami. I'm also, if you know anything about human design, I'm a 5/1 projector. So I'm very magnetic, but I also I do all of my research. And I also, as a projector, I'm able to see things that other people can't. I'm able to guide your energy in a way that other energy types aren't. Also, I am a level 2 Reiki practitioner, so all of my sessions are infused with Reiki healing. Yeah, so you can join my online healing community. It's free. I also have one-on-one sessions available. I only have 2 spots left for this month. If you're ready to release old conditioning and you want to start learning how to create and choose the life that you want, hit me up.